Hey, what's up, everybody? Figured I'd give this camera a test that's built into this little laptop computer and see how it does, which I've been playing around with it long enough. So far, for the amount I paid for this thing, not bad. It's at least 720p, and right now, my distance, at least from my nose to the camera, is about 3 feet away, and that seems to be the sweet spot to have a nice, sharp image. I'm not seeing it too grainy, but as soon as I start getting close, which, let's see. Okay, just about stops right there. So if I start leaning forward, as in sitting up in the chair, closer I get, the grainier it gets. So my 1080p ones do the same crap. That's pretty much what I've been stuck doing is shooting 720p video. So cool enough. I can use the camera on this if I have to. Otherwise, I haven't tried any of my external ones yet. So, anyways, $250 computer plus tax at Super Wally World. And I wasn't planning on getting another freaking Hewitt Packard computer. I've never been really happy with Hewitt Packard computers, but I've never tried one of their laptops. I've always gotten just towers, and they always just gradually get sluggish and then just don't want to hardly do anything once you start loading it up with programs and stuff. So, this one is pretty much just going to be for doing YouTube videos, checking the email, surfing the internet, just real basic stuff. Not going to be using it for gaming or anything like that. This is where it kind of got crazy at the store. Even on some of their really expensive ones that they had, they're not giving you much hard drive space. I mean, some of them were like freaking 64 gigabyte, and that's the entire hard drive space before anything's been installed on it, like freaking Windows or Chrome or whatever. So they did have some that were set up for Chrome, which I was looking at those, but nah, I'd rather just stick with Windows, which they had a couple or so that were just regular old Windows 11, but pretty much the majority of the Windows based ones were all in the stinking S mode, which that was at least, like they say, easy as hell to get out of. That's the first thing I did after I got everything updated and stuff. I took it out of the freaking S mode because, no, I don't want to only be able to download stuff from the stupid Microsoft store. I want to be able to put on what the freaking hell I want to put on and like my own virus programs and stuff. I'm a cheap ass. I don't buy software. I find the freebie versions of it or whatever, unless it's a game, which I haven't bought a computer based game in so freaking long, man. I probably won't. I got enough freaking game consoles in my collection, which you all know that have been watching my YouTube channel. I don't need to be playing computer games, man. So, this is what I picked up. Typical Hewlett Packard, really basic definition of their computer. It's not like a HP Mega Gerbil or Hamster Biter or Rosie O'Donnell edition or whatever. It's just freaking HP 15.6-inch laptop and not bad looking. I kind of like the different colors to where when you open it up, all the keys, the chiclets are all gray. It's dark gray, and then the rest of it is all basically just aluminum looking. And then around the main screen is all black, and then the outside shell is a metallic red, kind of like a candy apple red, so it's decent looking. On ports and stuff on this one, not too many. The one that I was going to get had, I think, a couple more USB or whatever ports. This, not too many, but I'd only be hooking up like my external freaking hard drive thing for backing stuff up when I do my YouTube videos or trackball if I want to use that instead of what's on here. which also, before I forget, the pad on this, I'm not used to Windows anymore, man. I'm used to my freaking iMacs. So I got to get used to Windows 11, but there's got to be some kind of setting. Man, opening up programs, you got to give it a real freaking light touch. I'm used to click, click, click on whatever. This, it's like you tap it and it opens up the program. So, got to see if I can get that to where not so freaking easy to open stuff up. So, I'm constantly opening up things that I don't want to open. It's just really touchy. That I'm sure I can fix. And it's a decent sized one compared to what I've seen, man. I mean, God, it's not as big as my Magic Pad for my Apple computers, but big enough. I mean, it used to be you'd get a little thing like this, got that much space to move around your fingers, so they're making it more like the freaking Apple Magic Pad, to where you got a lot of room. If you're doing like photography and you want to blow up the pictures and stuff, doing all the finger gestures on it, so that's not bad. Otherwise, specs on this thing, and I have no idea why they have extra numbers next to some of this stuff. Anyways, on the processor, it's an Intel processor N200, which, after looking it up, doesn't sound too bad. One thing I was trying to get away from too, because I've never been happy with them, is Celeron processors. A lot of the computers they had were freaking Celeron. And those are the ones, every time I've gotten one that's been a Celeron, it's like I say, as soon as you start loading up stuff, apps, whatever, just loading up that hard drive, it just gets sluggish and sluggisher and just basically just goes from sluggish to sloth and basically just drowns in the freaking tar pit. Hopefully this one will do better. And then that's what I gotta look up. I gotta see what type of hard drive this is. I've never heard of it. It's 128 gigabyte UFS. And then on memory, it's 4 gig DDR4. Hopefully it can be expanded up to whatever. A lot of the stuff they used to freaking tell you when you buy a computer, they don't. They just give you really basic information on some of these. So on the bottom of it, to take off the panel or whatever, looks like it's just 4 screws. So it looks like it's pretty easy to open up to replace the battery or whatever, which hopefully that's replaceable. Otherwise, yeah, 4 gigabyte. SO, DIMM, DDR4, SD-RAM, no optical drive. They're trying really hard to do away with CD-ROM type drives, which on that, fortunately, just get on Amazon or whatever, get an external one. You can get like an external DVD drive that's got burning capabilities, all that stuff for cheap now, man. Pretty much find them for like $50 if you look really freaking hard. And then if you want a really good one that just does everything, you get closer to 100. But man, they've gotten really cheap. That's what I was figuring I'd do if my CD burner on my other computers, well, other computer now is in the one in here that's my yeah 2011 iMac. Basically, I was the last one to have CD-ROM, and then after that, they took it away to where they figured everything would be on a freaking card or memory stick. But yeah, you can get an external CD-ROM or whatever, DVD-ROM, Blu-ray, whatever, really cheap now. Screen 15.6 HD LED display, 250 nits, much better than 250 ninnies. You're getting nits. That's I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm a nerd. I'm not that much of a nerd. Some of this stuff I don't know what the hell they're talking about, but whatever, man. It's decent. They were all pretty much the same on all the ones I was looking at the stamp store. And then guess this is the software where they can't even freaking give the full words, just 3 cell 41 WH. Anybody that doesn't recognize the card game you'd usually get free with a Windows based computer will not know what the freaking hell that means. I'm pretty sure that's just that cheap ass card game they always give you. And then this one came packed or lightly packed with Microsoft 365, which I could care less. I'm not even going to use it because they only give it to you for free for a year. And then after that, they start hassling you for money. Or maybe they start hassling you right away, which after doing all the updating and crap on this to get it all started up, they probably start hassling you right away to start paying for it. Much anything else? The usual. On instructions, man, really basic instructions on getting this thing set up. It was easy enough. It walks you through everything for anybody that's new to computers to where my mom, she's 90, man. She probably would have a hard time, but for anybody that's a little bit technical, it walks you through the whole freaking process, man. It was really easy to get this set up. So, so far, man, so good. It'd be nice if this little program had a few more functions like being able to adjust the freaking color saturation and stuff, but it's really basic. It's just camera. But hey, man, it's doing a video and it's the one that's built in, so cool enough, man. Thing I've noticed. Yeah. Let's see if it does that again. I don't know if you guys are going to notice, but it's kind of fading in and out just occasionally on the brightness to where it's got the same thing on my iMac computers, where it's got those adaptive settings to where depending on the brightness in the room or whatever, it will adjust. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. I just couldn't find anything in the options of turning that off, so you got me. But I'm not seeing any glitches or anything. It tracks nice and smooth, so cool. And I'll be checking out my other cameras and stuff on this soon enough. I figure I'll just do the same thing. I'll try out my older Microsoft cam that I used to use that's 1080p HD and see how that does on this. And then I'll also try doing a vid with my Logitech one just to see if I want to just stick to the built-in one or whatever, or at least with one that you plug in. If I'm in my room or outside or whatever, I can move the camera around instead of having to hold the computer up to what I want to show you guys. So cool so far. Hopefully this little booger will last. Another thing I'll let you guys know once I start adding a few more programs too. Start loading up that hard drive a bit. I'll see how that does on if it's gonna slow this thing down or what. I'm gonna look up what freaking type of hard drive that is. That crap, that's what I'm forgetting. I knew I was forgetting something. For anybody that's recently got computers, Walmart, where you go to look at it, try it out, whatever. They got the little tag that you take up to the desk, they hand to the person, and then they get the computer out of a lockbox. Anyways, not too much, which so far so good, because some of it I recognized on the tag on what it is. I'd at least heard of it. That's where what was on the tag was not exactly what's on the frickin' box. Like they had tags for another version of this that were just slightly different specs. Like the hard drive, same size hard drive, but it wasn't UFS, it was something else. And then I think that was it too. I think this one was supposed to be just regular Windows 11 Home, not in this S mode. Otherwise, everything else pretty much was the same processor, whatever. So, you got me. If you're one of those real finicky type people, definitely when they hand you the computer or whatever, if you're wanting to get exactly what's on that goddamn tag that you hand them, make sure it matches up. For the price I was paying, I didn't give a crap. As long as it works good, I didn't give a crap. But yeah, somebody else might get a little pissed off when they realize the thing they just bought doesn't have the exact same specs of what they had there for sale. So I have no idea how big a file this thing's gonna do for video. So yeah, 16 minute. I'll stop it here and see how it does, man. Have a good one, everybody. Oh, yeah. Saying light temp now. Okay, yeah,